Do you understand how many people I've helped get 200 plus points in 6 months, in 3
It's
months?
insane.
Because I'm teaching them, come into this room with me and I'm going to tell you where you're in your town. Whatever business you're in, use the television, the Instagram, because that, let's be clear, that's television in your hand. Use your YouTube platform to solidify that you are the mayor in whatever industry you are in. Not get into your situation overnight. You're not going to get out of it overnight. I think a lot of people think that once you make the plan, it means you're going to be okay. No. I sat there and I started thinking, if I can get a tool to sound like me, to show up like me, and do this part of the work that I don't have the capacity to do,
Right.
I am now
Welcome to Credit Chats, where we deep dive into the financial maze and uncover how everything from your daily coffee to your dream home impacts your credit score. I'm LeBarron, and thank you for joining us. Each episode will explore the ins and outs of personal finance, hear from experts, and answer your questions. So tune in, take notes, and transform your financial journey with us. Let's get started.
Welcome back to another Credit Chats. I am LeBarron, your host, and again, we are doing a new segment called Just the Tip, where I give you a credit tip. Today's tip is, here's a trick for lowering your credit utilization without paying down debt. Credit card reallocation. If you have multiple cards with the same issuer, you can ask to move some of the credit limit from one card to another. This boosts your available credit on the card you use the most, reducing your utilization ratio. It's a quick call that could help your score without spending a dime. Curious how it works? Look into your issuer's reallocation policy and make your move. So today we have my sister, Racquel Maye, who is the founder of Evolving Eve Consulting, specializing in credit repair and entrepreneurial growth. With nearly 2 decades of experience, she blends AI-powered tools with personal touch to make credit repair empowering. An author, trainer, and now a TV producer, opening doors for other businesses to gain exposure and speak to their core audience. Racquel is dedicated to fostering success and joy in both business and life. Welcome, Racquel.
Hey. Yay. Hi.
Definitely, we connected as far as like being in the same credit space, and we have helped each other step up a little bit. I'm the technical one, and you are the credit guru, so we have definitely helped each other in that aspect.
Yes.
Thank you for being on the show.
It is my pleasure. It is my pleasure. I'm so
So
happy to be here.
I am happy you are here. So give me a little bit of your origin story. Share how Evolving Eve Credit Services came to be, and what was the initial spark that led you to start your business in credit repair.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna take y'all way back. Sicily, 19. Never mind. Look like Sicily. All right. I was 24 years old. I had my first child. I was about to become a wife, and I did not understand when we were about to go apply for a house why I got denied. I'm like, I'm making money. Okay. Raquel's been
No,
working.
I got coins.
Like she rich. Okay. I was like, the audacity. Okay. But the thing was, I have a little different story. I grew up, I was homeless for my teenage years. I was homeless for a year. I actually lived on the train. And then I
did not know that.
yeah, I met this beautiful young lady who was a resource. She actually went to her mom and said, "Come help me." And her mom was great with credit. Okay.
Mhm.
Her mom was the one who told me that credit was important, but she never told me like how to leverage it. So the
Right.
credit conversation really started for me right around age 15, 16. However, I didn't take it upon myself to really start the process until I was about to become a mom and a wife.
Okay.
So when I was 24, I had my son. 2
Mhm.
months later, I was supposed to be getting married. We went to go apply for a house and I got denied. And I said, I've been working since I was 16 years old. Okay. I was outside of OMG jeans singing songs about Levi jeans. Okay. I was like, I've been in these streets making money. And I'm like, I have money. How do I not have credit? And they were like, no, you haven't cash is not the same thing as having credit. I was besides myself. Okay. It behooved me. And I,
It's like,
yeah. So I was like, okay, let me figure out how am I supposed to navigate these waters. So I started trying to fix my own credit. And as I was going through learning the lessons, I decided I wanted to be like the 007 of
right,
credit. So I was like, oh, I'm going to infiltrate the banks because the banks are going to tell me how to get credit. Which they didn't. Let's be clear.
gatekeepers.
They told me how to get a loan and they told me like underwriting things that I could help my clients with, but
They said, we know how to help you make us money, but
right.
we're not going to
But then
help you make
and mind you, I didn't figure this out until I worked for 4 of the major banks and was like, "Oh, so y'all really ain't gonna tell me the secrets?" Like,
really.
really? But shout out to I'm gonna be honest, the place that I started learning the nuances of credit, like how the FICO score was calculated to then understand how the banks were leveraging it was when I worked at Bank of America. And I was working at Bank of America with in the small business arena. And right around that time, at this time I had started my credit journey for a year now. My
Mhm.
church that I was going to got a grant to give the community money. And when that
Wow.
grant came in, the pastor was like, my congregation is going to get it first. The problem is the congregation was like me. They was cash heavy. Okay, everybody had a Mercedes, a BMW, and their credit was a 355.
They had the big hats and the Mercedes
Listen, with the good church wig and the
the,
good church hat in the
and the good
BMW.
church stockings.
Okay. But no one had the score. So organically, that's where my business actually started. It was in the church
Okay.
with myself, then in the church. And I started learning the game. And as I went on, and of course, spent thousands of dollars to learn how to do it wrong,
Mhm.
I found a place that taught me how to do it correctly. And then I took the information that I learned from working in the banks and said, haha, here's how I'm going to shift the narrative so that I can focus on first time home buyers. So when I started
I
the
love it.
business, it was for women and moms who were the backbones of the family, who
Right.
organically were navigating the waters, right? And
Mhm.
then as I've evolved, like the company, I went through a divorce and I had to start credit repair all over again.
Mhm.
When I went through that divorce and I was like, "Oh, this is my people. Like I need to talk to my people and what does that look like? How do I navigate
Right.
that?" So, that's how she started, y'all.
So, how has the integration of AI technology changed the landscape of credit repair and business development for you? And are there specific tools
Mhm.
or innovations that you have revolutionized that have
For
revolutionized
me?
your way, yeah,
Oh,
your
okay,
approach to
y'all.
it?
Imma give y'all a tea because a lot of people gatekeep. You and I talk about the gatekeeping, like, let's be clear, there's no reason to gatekeep. Uh,
It's room for everybody.
Not only that, just because I give you the sauce don't mean that you gonna put it on the way I put it on,
Exactly.
okay? You
Exactly.
might put it on during the
You can.
marinating season. I'm like,
I can give you the recipe, but
it
it ain't
ain't
gonna
gonna
taste like
taste
mine.
the same. Come on. But I do think that if we stop gatekeeping and we start telling each other how to navigate, we
Right.
will all be able to be successful because there are billions of people on this world. And trust me,
Right.
I cannot deal with all of them. You can't deal with all of them, right?
People are buying you. They're not really buying your service. They're buying you.
Why? And not everybody let's keep it funky, y'all. Like I'm a very delicate vintage flower. Okay. I'm not for everybody, okay? My Cajun seasoning ain't for everybody, okay? But I do think that having AI and having the ability to leverage an antiquated system that's going to say, here's the information that I'm plugging in. This is what I
Mhm.
need to execute. And then to craft the answers is amazing. You and I know we have a DIY program. So for y'all that's in these streets, let me tell y'all something.
Not beat.
Our DIY software is the bomb.com. Okay.
This dispute beast is for these credit streets.
Listen, if you are trying to figure out how to fix your credit, okay, and you like, I'm tired of paying Tom, I'm tired of playing Henry. Now, y'all should pay us. Okay. Let me tell you. Let me tell you why you should pay us is because we don't just do the credit repair. We give you the tea. Like my tagline is I teach you how to be a beast in these credit streets because I teach you how to play and win. If you don't know how
Mhm.
to play the game, you're never going to win. So when it comes to my done for you service, you're getting the extra seasoning on top of just having AI
Right.
powered a tax that's there. But one of the things that you and I do differently when it comes to our DIY service is that we go into the community and we're like, hey, meet us here and we're going to tell
Mm-hmm.
you, like, we're going to talk about you signing up. We're going to talk about these numbers. And yeah, these
Yeah.
letters are going to do some great stuff with the stuff in the past. But let me show you how to hustle the right way, right? How to get your stuff going in the future. And
Yeah.
us having, and there's a lot of people, don't get me wrong, y'all, I coach in 2 platforms. I literally speak to credit repair companies 4 times a week. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of them are not having the conversation about accountability on the consumer side, as well as the secrets that they need to know in order to keep, not just get good credit, but keep good credit. Because the letters are great. But if you
Right.
don't understand what you're doing wrong with how you're paying things, how
Yeah.
aggressively you should pay, who should you be more concerned about? Especially like I had to think about it. I told you I went through my divorce. I got my forever husband now. Y'all don't see he put the ring. Okay, don't worry about that. But when I was going through my divorce, you got to think about it. You go from 2 incomes. Don't be like I was, y'all. So my ex-husband had a job. I had a 9 to 5. I was doing hair. I was planning events. So there was money. There was always there was like if you needed something, Racquel was, listen, I'm Jamaican. I'm from foreign, right? I
I'm
have
the
10
plug.
jobs
I am the
them. We
plug.
have 10 jobs them, right?
You got 2 jobs, you're lazy.
So when the divorce happened, having that steady second income, and for me, I got paid every 2 weeks. My
Mhm.
ex-husband got paid weekly, right? Then I would always have a side hustle that was paying me maybe every other week or every weekend. Taking
Mhm.
all of those incomes and having to stop because now you're having to talk to the kids, have these conversations. You want to make sure their
Right.
mental right. You want to get your mental together. You're trying to navigate how to move, and you go from having 2, 3, 4 streams of income coming in to just one, but the bills
Mhm.
ain't changed, right? Your
Right.
responsibilities haven't changed. Who do you then make a priority when you're supposed to pay? Do you have a credit person that can tell you who you can focus on or how you can navigate and budget? Because there's a lot of people that come to me for credit repair and I don't accept them in my credit repair program. They have to go into my budgeting program first so that they can get a level and an understanding before they can jump into the credit repair
Yeah.
sector, because I treat my business like the doctors are supposed to treat our bodies. Where they're supposed to do no
Mhm.
harm, my job is to do no harm. So in order
Yeah.
to do that, I need to make sure that you can budget me. You
Right.
can have access to me. And that's why I implemented the dispute beast into my whole equation of business growth.
Ecosystem. Yeah.
Because for $50 a month, if you can't afford
You can't beat
to
that.
sign up for me, you can do this $50 a month and let me give you something extra. You're gonna come to me and we're gonna talk once a month. We're gonna talk about what your
Mhm.
goals are. And I wanna know, and I meet with all my clients, even the ones that sign up for my DIY. I book a call with y'all and I'm talking to you because I want to know what your goal is. Because in month
Mhm.
2, month 3, month 4, I'm reminding you of why you said yes to this before. And I don't care if it's my
Mhm.
done for you service or my DIY. And I think having the AI software be able to write the letters to take that pressure off and having a system, y'all, when I say beast is crazy, and I know I'm not getting
It's
paid
in
for
the
this
name. It's
advertisement.
in the name.
For, do you understand how many people I've helped get 200 plus points in 6 months? In 3
It's insane.
months, because I'm teaching them, come into this room with me and I'm going to tell you where you have these holes. And I tell people
Mhm.
all the time when we're talking about credit repair, a lot of times y'all come in and we're Swiss cheese. There's all these holes and you need to be cheddar, right? You want to get this
Mhm.
cheddar. You need to be whole. And in order to get there, we need to talk about what's missing. So the letters are organically doing what it needs to do because the system with the credit monitoring and the letters, it's already tracking the data to see what worked, what was beneficial, how many accounts that we get off with this letter, right? It's automatically doing that. So now your
Right.
job as the business owner is to navigate the client with what they need to do today moving forward to make it
Mhm.
happen. And when I say y'all need to stop sleeping on chat GPT, y'all need to stop, because even with my clients, I'll tell them, hey, you get this letter back, you don't know how to respond, put the letter into Chat GPT, tell it that you want it to sound friendly, you want it to sound inviting, but you want to sound like it's concerning. It's going to annotate that for you.
I have a GPT for my business.
You have a GPT?
I have a GPT. So it's built on top of that. So not only is it Chat GPT, but it's specific to credit repair.
Let me tell you something. I had a call and I did not know that I could do this. Y'all, as he said, I'm an author. I have my TV show that's coming up, Breaking Barriers TV. I'm going to be not just a TV producer, but a host. And LeBarron's going to be with me.
I'm going to be there.
Y'all ain't ready.
Pull up.
Y'all ain't ready because we're about to shut the whole state down. Okay. But as I was going through, I ended up having someone in the credit circle because, again, y'all don't have to compete. I'm going to say this again. Y'all need to find real people that want to see you win, that even if they're in your
competition.
Come on. It's not just collaboration. Again, I'm going to go back to what I said. There's billions of people in the world. Everyone's not going to like Rocky. Everyone's not going to like B. Right? They're not going to like them. And not to say they're not going to like them because they'll be like, no, sometimes I'm loud. Your friend is loud. I laugh. I cackle. I don't just laugh.
Sometimes I'm too quiet.
I cackle. You understand what I'm saying? But
and I love it.
I went to this convention, and for y'all that are in the credit space, if y'all are watching this and y'all are thinking about coming to the credit space, there are a bunch of places that you can go to learn how to become a beast in your industry, right? And one of the events that I religiously go to is Credit Con. I don't care what state it's in, your girl is pulling up with all her wigs, the first lady wig, the second lady wig, I'm the big hat, okay?
Why is there a second lady wig?
Because you got to change your outfit, so you got to change your wig. You got to change it. You had a bust down in the middle, now you got a side part. You got to get it together. So I was at Credit Con and I met like 15 dope business owners, right? All of us have different niche areas. In one of them, of course we all do credit, but this particular gentleman is a beast like LeBarron when it comes to this marketing and this like how you put yourself out there. And I asked him to come and speak to my mentorship group. And when he came to speak to the mentorship group, tell me why he taught me something about Chat GPT. I done paid a little $20 a month. Okay. And he was like, girl, you can go ahead and have Chat GPT for each business.
Make your own.
I said, what you mean? He was like, yeah, you paying for it, right?
And tell it what you want to do, and then it will make it. Make it.
When I tell you, because I was using my little Chat GPT, y'all, okay? Because when I have to write letters and I want to sound not as aggressive as I'm saying it in my head, I want to come off soft and supple, okay? Like I put what I want.
You can tell it to change the tone.
You know what I'm saying? I be like, I want to sound Brooklyn. Okay, I'm writing Brooklyn, okay? But I would really like to sound like a Southern belle. Like I tell my Chat GPT this, right? But when he said, oh, Racquel, all your businesses you could put in there, game changer. Because now I'm showing up in spaces and y'all think it's me and it's not. It's me because Racquel put her who I am. And let me be clear. I think in business, one of the major things that we forget to do is be authentically us. My AI software is me. If y'all don't get a message that says, hey, girl, hey, it wasn't Racquel. That's me. If you don't get a message that says, hey, love, hey, boo, it wasn't Racquel.
All the time.
Listen, LeBarron be like, girl.
You about to get us both killed because my wife does not let anybody call me love. It's actually her middle name.
It's Love?
So that's why.
Really? Yeah. That's so cute.
Yeah.
See, that's why my sister's so amazing, y'all. But I sat there and I started thinking, if I can get a tool to sound like me, to show up like me, and do this part of the work that I don't have the capacity to do,
right.
I am now working smarter, not harder. But it took the collaboration of someone else in this industry to take a minute and say, Ra, I got you. Let me teach this to you. In turn, I was like, boo, I got you what you need. I'm going to pour into you the way you poured into me. And I think that when we're growing and when you guys are in business, you have to find what that reciprocity looks like. It's not always capital. Sometimes it's time. Sometimes it's connection. I know Bert. You need to know Bert because you're Ernie, right? Let's get it together. And having the ability to do that, it's amazing. So that's just how I feel, y'all.
Yeah. So that's next because we'll be here all day
All
because
day.
we talk to each other weekly just to make sure we on the right path. Hey, sis, what you need, where you going, what we need to do. But what inspired you to expand that expertise from credit to into media and that TV show Breaking Barriers?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. So here's what happened. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth because a lot of people like to make it sound all nice and rosy and stuff like that. I ain't got time to lie to y'all. Okay, let me tell y'all what happened. So Raquel was out there. Raquel being me. Yes, I'm talking. Don't worry about that. Just follow the story. So Raquel was out there. She was out there and she was promoting her brand. So I moved to Texas about 7 years ago and I had closed my business down. So see, a lot of people don't tell y'all the nitty gritty behind the scenes. Like I had started my company, I stopped my company, I got a divorce, I started back, I stopped again. So I got remarried to my forever husband. Hey, honey, and because he watches my stuff. Hey, boo.
What up, bro?
So I started my business and I moved to Texas. And when I moved to Texas, I restarted my business. And when I restarted, I met this lady named Laquita Motley. And she is a military wife. So I'm a military brat. My stepdad is was in the army, and my brother is currently active duty. And I moved here to be next to my brother. And I was talking to my husband, and I was like, "Hey, I think I should do it because people started calling me out the blue again. Hey, I need my credit fixed. Can you help me?" And I'm like, why wasn't nobody calling me when I was in the trenches and I was looking for clients, right? Now y'all gonna call me and I done moved. I said, okay, let me find out what I need to do to restart the business here, so on and so forth. And I, on a deer, actually took a vendor spot at this event, like a random event. I took this vendor spot. And when I went to the
Translation
I,
on a dare.
yeah, it was on a dare. It was on a dare. Somebody was like, I bet you my
You
and the
you
somebody was
started
my
talking
husband.
island. You started talking island. You said on a deer.
On a deer. My bad. On a deer.
Dare.
Yeah, there you go. So
What's a grind?
so my husband was, I bet you're not gonna do it. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. The day came and I was like, ooh, I don't think I could do it. I was like, oh, my hair ain't done. I don't like the way I look. I'm 2 tons of fun. I'm pushing pedal. I was like, I can't do, my edge ain't laying down. I had all types of excuses. So my husband was like, my husband was like, you already said you were going to do it with someone else. And I was like, I don't think they're coming. So the person who was sharing the vendor table with me pulled up. No, they ain't called. They pulled up to the house. And at this time, I done changed my outfit 4 times, y'all. Okay. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go. I'm going to go. I'm going to go. So I went to the event and I met Dr. Laquita Motley. And she is a African American woman who said, I have a TV network, but I don't necessarily know what to do with it. Like I'm trying to figure out how to get it. Someone came to me and said they didn't want the streaming network platform, so I bought it. And I was like, I'm with it. Say less. What I got to do? Because I'm thinking I'm going to be on Zeus. Okay. I'm going to be on the sophisticated Zeus. Like, we going to make this shake.
She said, we going to be on Zoom. She was like, to be.
I was cool with that too at this point. Like, I'm going to make it happen. Because at this point, I'm like, I'm shaking in my boots. I know what I'm going to do. Okay. So she ended up meeting this amazing woman called Zandra Evans, who is the owner of ZTV. And Zandra said, I'll curate you and I'll teach you what you need to know about streaming network. And Laquita came to me and said, do you want to be on my season, on my first season? I'm going to record in Dallas. You want to come? And I was like, I got 3 weeks. Let's go. I was like, let's go. So I pulled up to the studio. And as I was at the studio, I'm just dropping gem after gem about credit. That's all I was talking about. And the network owner was there. The executive producers were there. And they came outside and was like, Racquel, why don't you have a show? And I was like, because ain't nobody offered me one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like,
because you ain't give me one.
When y'all gonna give me one? And they were like, that's all you need? I was like, yeah, when you gonna, I'll pull up. Now, mind you, I'm talking all that, y'all. And in my head, I'm going, ain't nobody finna give me no show. I'm like, ain't nobody finna give me no show. This is how you can talk yourself out of your own blessing. Because in my mind, I'm like, nobody wants to hear about a Jamaican girl that done came from homeless to where she is now. You don't want to hear my story. Like, yeah, I've been divorced, whatever. And then I started watching the network. And this is when I think that we fall short on doing our market research. I went to her network and then I went to a lot of the streaming networks platform and said, what is missing in these streets that I can put my razzle dazzle on, but also help someone else. And when I was searching, I was like, okay, in order for businesses to get on streaming networks or a main television network, you have to spend $1,000 to $50,000 for a 30-second ad. 30 seconds to say, to do your elevator pitch, get someone to buy into you. And let's not talk about if you want to be on Super Bowl, because we all know Super Bowl, you're paying millions of dollars to get those eyes that are watching the network. Right. So the network came to me and said, listen, Racquel, we'll put you on Apple, Hulu, Roku, Amazon, Comcast, and 100 plus other platforms if you bring your show here. I said, you gonna put me where? Okay, cool. Let me buy some new wigs. And I said, how can I make it where my small business owners or my big business owners that do not know how or do not have the budget can come on, tell their success story? Why did you start? What did you go through? How did you overcome? What would you tell another business owner that is coming into this industry facing similar struggles? What keys would you tell them to help them become successful? Right. And I said, and what quantifiably, how can I make it cost effective? And I did. I went back to the studio, I chopped up the numbers, and I said, how can we make this work so that everyone wins? And now I got an essential package, I got an emergent package, and I'm telling you that people can come onto my TV show and spend less than $5,000 and be on over 100 platforms, get a sizzle reel done, make your own advertisement, and have content for more than a year off of this. So it was because I showed up. And I think a lot of times we miss the opportunities, not because we don't know it's there, but because we don't think bigger. I literally only thought about, I'm going to go on a show and talk about my business.
Right.
And I came there and I was me. And I'm going to tell y'all something. When I got there, I said to the people, y'all know I cuss a little bit, right? I'm saved, but my mouth ain't always delivered. And they were like, just don't cuss on this. I said, okay, I'm going to try my best.
I'm saved here, but
I'm trying, but not even just here. Like my face sometimes be like,
if the face tells that you're not saved, then I'm not saved.
Listen, because sometimes my face be going, did she just? Okay, let me put my camera off. Like,
you know, Shakira's song, "The Hips Don't Lie." See this face?
It does not lie.
Don't lie.
But I show up, right? And I think that one of the biggest things that we as business owners think automatically is, I can't do it. So I changed that narrative. If you can't pay the full amount, we have payment plans. Why? Because I want your business to get in front of your audience, and my show is going to be in 350 million homes. So even if you don't get one client, there's no way you can't get one client. You telling me you paying this and you going into all these homes, you're not leveraging the content, you're not showing up. They're telling you to market on social media, but I tell people to do it even better. Become a mayor in your town. Whatever business you're in, use the television, the Instagram, because that, let's be clear, that's television in your hand. Use your YouTube platform to solidify that you are the mayor in whatever industry you are in. If you look at it from that standpoint of, I'm going to be the mayor of credit here, and every time you come into this space, you are going to learn from me. And therefore, you're going to go, when I think of credit, when I think of podcasting, when I think of tips to give to people, who is going to be the person I'm going to go to? Right. Okay, this is where I'm going to go.
Thought leader. I should be the thought
That's
leader.
It.
And we got 5 minutes.
I want to get through.
I want to get through this. Maybe we'll have time for 2 questions.
Okay, talk to me.
Definitely time for one more. So, what are some of the most common misconceptions in credit repair that you would like to clear up for your listeners?
You don't have to close everything in order to pay things off. I think the number one thing that people do is, and I'm going to tell y'all, I'm talking from the standpoint of, I've done it, even though I'm in credit. You get embarrassed. You have to take pride out the way. Before you guys get into the situation, and I did a whole segment on this, are you prepared to lose your job tomorrow? If you lose your job tomorrow, what is your exit plan to get yourself together? People don't think about, if something happens, am I prepared? Number one, your credit cards have insurance. Are you utilizing them? Do you have the insurance active? Do you know how the insurance will help you if you lose your job or if something happens? Number one.
Come on.
Number two, before you decide that you're going to go ahead and miss a payment on that credit card or on that loan, have you picked up the phone and called them and said, what options do I have? You can normally avoid certain things if you are proactive instead of being reactive. Open your mouth, man. That's it. Open your mouth. And we don't do that.
Don't get paid.
We don't do that. So what ends up happening is we don't answer the call. We then say life be lifing, which it does. Let's be clear. Life be lifing. How are you prepared? And what, like how we have a fire plan, like a fire, something. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if my house catch on fire, I ain't got no plan. Hopefully I'm in my office.
Ma'am.
The plan is I'm gonna sit here and scream, honey. That's the plan. But I got a credit plan though. If something goes wrong, my husband loses his job, I got the plan. Listen, everybody takes care of what they're supposed to. My husband got that plan. Right. But make a plan as to what you're going to do in the event of a situation and not be reactive. We in this society are very reactive and then get upset that things are not working out the way that we want it to. But if we can come up with, what am I going to do in the event that this happened? I can break this glass and run with this. You can do that. Common misconception, you don't have to be reactive. You can be proactive.
Right.
What was your other question?
Okay.
Go ahead. Ask me.
I want them to know where they can find that, because you said
where they can find me.
Yeah, your YouTube, your handles, all that stuff. I am
everywhere at Racquel Maye David, because he put a ring on it.
That's with a Q.
That's me.
With a Q.
That's me. Okay. If you guys want to check out Breaking Barriers TV, it's breakingbarriersstories.com. I'll make sure that's right, and I'll send the link to LeBarron, because I'm vintage.
And I'll post it for you.
Look, I'm vintage, okay? But I'm literally everywhere. Facebook, Instagram. And if you guys want to watch the YouTube channel, I go live on Tuesdays for Tip Tuesdays at Evolving Eve is my YouTube channel. And I'm giving away credit tips, business tips, because again, I want y'all to be a beast in every street you decide to be a big dog on. That's it.
The last question, if you can answer it.
I got you.
What advice would you give someone who's just starting out in credit repair? And what would you tell your younger self when you were just starting out?
Give yourself grace, but hold yourself accountable. There has to be a delicate balance. You did not get into your situation overnight. You're not going to get out of it overnight. But if you can create a plan, and I think a lot of people think that once you make the plan, it means you're going to be okay. No, understand that you're making a plan with the information from A through D. Then you're going to learn, you're going to have experience, and now you're going to have to rewrite the plan. Be okay with the rewrite. Figure out what was the lesson in that quote unquote loss. I never call it a loss. It's always a lesson, right? Yeah. Be okay with the lesson. Figure out what you were supposed to learn and then reapply it so that you can win when you do it again. As long as you guys can do that in every single area, I promise you're going to be successful.
There it is. Another Credit Chats. Thank you, Racquel, for coming on my show. And nothing else needs to be said. Mic drop. So we'll see you next time at Credit Chats.
Yes. Bye.
Whoa. Were you about to leave without hitting that like and subscribe button? I mean, you'll be back, right? So why not save yourself the hassle and just do it now? It's like putting your keys by the door, or packing your lunch, or packing 3 days before your flight and not the night of. It just makes life easier. Oh wait, did you just do it? I knew you had it in you. I appreciate that. See you next time. Same place, same channel. And remember, everything you need is inside of you.